is the SM3 Chapter 3A review. And we'll just start from the very beginning. You know, and I've told you this, if you study this review and you do it right and you've got this review down, you're going to do great on the test. Okay, so we're going to start with write each polynomial in standard form, identify the degree and leading coefficient. So remember, standard form is when we start with the highest exponent and then we go down from there. So here we have negative 3x to the fourth plus 2x squared plus 6x plus 1. The degree is 4 because that's the largest exponent, and my leading coefficient is negative 3. Okay, over here my highest exponent is a 5, so I take that term first. 3x to the fifth minus 3x to the third plus 6x minus 2, so it's in descending order. The degree is 5, and my leading coefficient is 3. All right, simplifying. All I'm doing is combining like terms. So my highest exponent is a 2, so I'm going to combine these two. So I have negative 5x squared, so I used up my x squared. Then I have negative 6x plus 7x is 1x. And then 18 plus 8 is 26, right? I think so. 26. Okay, over here we're also combining like terms, but this time we're subtracting. And so what I like to do is I like to turn this into a positive, and then I just change all those signs. So I'm basically distributing this negative. So this is plus x squared minus 24x plus 63. So I just changed all the signs. So 6x squared plus x squared is 7x squared. Then I have negative 12x minus 24x is negative 36x. And then 48 plus 63 is 111, right? Okay, so that one has just some weird numbers, but that's the answer to those. Okay, so moving on, finding the product. So hopefully you remember that a product means multiplying. And we have 3y squared times negative 2x squared is negative 6x squared y squared plus 9x y to the third power minus 18y to the fourth. Right? 3y squared times negative 6y squared is negative 18, and then y squared times y squared is y to the fourth. Okay, over here, I'm going to multiply, but I'm distributing twice. So negative x times all of these will give me negative 3x cubed minus 2x squared minus 9x. So that's the first part. Then I multiply through everything by a negative 6. So minus 18x squared minus 12x minus 54. So now I combine like terms. So I have negative 3x to the third. That's the only one I have with an x to the third. Then I have negative 2x squared minus 18x squared is negative 20x squared. Negative 9x minus 12x is minus 21x. And then I have minus 54. Okay, this one, and I said this in class, what this is not is 4p squared minus 9. I see that. I would say half of my students do that. But that is not the answer. What you need to do, when you see a squared there, you know that you are multiplying that thing to itself twice, right? Well, you're multiplying it once, okay? 2p times 2p is 4p squared. 2p times negative 3 is minus 6p. Negative 3 times 2p is another negative 6p, and then we have a positive 9. So the answer is 4p squared minus 12p plus 9, okay? Just keep that in mind, because I see that all the time. All right, let me see where we're at with time. Okay, we've got time to do another couple of these. All right, so I talked about this in more detail in class, but what I need to look at, we're talking about the end behavior. And this one is not in standard form, but if it was, this term right here would be the one that goes in the very front. So that's the term that I'm looking at. And I notice that it's positive and it's odd. And so I didn't leave you room to do this, but if I were you, I would make yourself a sketch of what this looks like. Okay, and since it's positive and odd, it's gonna look something like that. Okay, and now as these two, as x approaches, these two, one's gonna be infinity and one's gonna be negative infinity each time. You can just drop those in. Okay, because there's only two directions I can go. So when I'm approaching, as x approaches positive infinity, what is my function doing? Well, it's increasing, so that means that it is approaching positive infinity. And you can put a positive there if you want, you don't have to. Then as x approaches negative infinity, so it's going in this direction, it's going down. So it approaches negative infinity. Okay, same with this one. This one is in standard form. So I'm looking at the one, again, with the highest exponent. And this one is negative and odd. So this one is going to look something like this. So the opposite of this one. So as x approaches positive infinity, my function is decreasing, which means it's approaching negative infinity. And as x approaches negative infinity, this is approaching positive infinity. All right, we will go on to dividing in the next video.